Bullying works on people who are desperate for approval. It works on those who fear standing alone, and it works on those who can be easily shaken when someone challenges their identity. But it doesn't work on Sigma males. The Sigma male is the outsider in society's social ladder. He isn't trying to be the leader, and he isn't following anyone either. He lives on his own terms, apart from the constant competition for validation. That's what makes bullying him such a mistake. When you try to intimidate someone who doesn't need your approval in the first place, you don't break them, you expose yourself. The Sigma male's strength isn't loud or aggressive. It's quiet, steady, and unshakable. He doesn't lash out impulsively. He doesn't bend under pressure. Instead, he absorbs what's happening, studies it, and decides exactly how to respond. And more often than not, the one trying to bully him ends up looking weak, foolish, or powerless. This video is about the 6 things that happen when someone tries to bully a Sigma male. These are not reactions of rage or violence. They're the natural ways a Sigma male flips intimidation back on the aggressor. His silence, his unpredictability, his emotional control, and his sharp observation all combine to turn the tables. By the end, you'll see why trying to bully a Sigma male is a mistake that always backfires. He may not fight with fists or raise his voice, but he doesn't have to. His calm strength makes every attempt at intimidation collapse under its own weight. Thing number 1. He doesn't react impulsively. Your tactics expose you instead. The first thing that happens when you try to bully a Sigma male is simple. He doesn't react impulsively. Bullies thrive on reactions. They want fear, anger, or defensiveness. That response gives them power because it shows that they've gotten under your skin. But when a Sigma male is targeted, that reaction never comes. Instead of exploding in anger or shrinking in fear, he stays calm. His face remains steady, his voice doesn't rise, and his body language stays relaxed. This lack of reaction is not weakness, it's control. He knows that any emotional outburst only gives the bully exactly what they want. By refusing to react impulsively, he strips the bully of their fuel. This calmness is intimidating. Bullies expect a show. They expect to dominate someone through emotion. But when the Sigma male doesn't give them that, the bully ends up standing in the spotlight alone. Their aggression becomes visible to everyone, while the Sigma male remains centered. What was supposed to make the Sigma look weak only makes the bully look insecure. In school settings, this can be seen when a bully throws insults across a room. Most people would react, but the Sigma male just stares back calmly. The silence unsettles the bully because it shows that their words don't land. Onlookers begin to see the difference. One person is loud and desperate for attention, while the other is calm and unshaken. The contrast flips the power dynamic completely. At work, the same thing happens. If a colleague tries to belittle a Sigma male in front of others, expecting embarrassment or defensiveness, the Sigma male doesn't flinch. He might respond with a calm fact, or he might stay silent altogether. Either way, his refusal to react impulsively makes the aggressor look childish. The bully's tactics are exposed for what they really are, an attempt to cover insecurity. In personal relationships, this reaction also dismantles manipulation. If a partner tries to provoke the Sigma male with emotional games, he doesn't rise to the bait. He doesn't yell or beg. His calm refusal to react impulsively shows that he can't be controlled emotionally. This lack of reaction exposes the other person's tactics, making them look desperate rather than powerful. The lesson here is simple. When you try to bully a Sigma male, you don't draw him into your game, you expose yourself. His calmness reveals your aggression for what it is. While you act out of insecurity, he stands unshaken. That difference is why his lack of reaction always turns the tables. Thing number 2. He watches, learns patterns, then turns the tables. The second thing that happens when someone tries to bully a Sigma male is that he begins to observe. Unlike people who react emotionally in the moment, Sigma males take a step back mentally. They don't just see the bullying, they study it. Every insult, every action, every attempt at manipulation becomes data. And the Sigma male uses that data to understand exactly what drives the bully. Bullies are usually predictable. They repeat the same tactics, target the same weaknesses, and use the same tricks to feel powerful. Most people don't notice this because they're too caught up in reacting emotionally. But Sigma males aren't distracted. They stay calm, and in that calmness, they see patterns that others miss. Once he understands those patterns, the Sigma male can flip them. He doesn't confront the bully directly at first. Instead, he waits. He allows the bully to reveal their habits, weaknesses, and insecurities. Then, when the moment is right, he uses that knowledge to dismantle them. For example, if a bully relies on interrupting or shouting over others, the Sigma male may wait until they've exhausted themselves and then calmly point out their lack of control. The contrast between the bully's chaos and the Sigma's composure becomes obvious to everyone. What was supposed to be intimidation now looks like desperation. In school, this might mean the Sigma male stays quiet during early confrontations, simply watching. Over time, he begins to see what the bully relies on, whether it's insults, physical intimidation, or trying to get an audience to laugh. When he finally does respond, it's precise and cutting. He doesn't waste words. He says one thing that reveals the bully's weakness, and suddenly the crowd sees the truth. In the workplace, the Sigma male's observation can dismantle an aggressive coworker. He notices when they try to take credit, when they spread gossip, or when they manipulate situations. After watching long enough, he reveals their patterns calmly, often in front of the right people at the right moment. The bully finds themselves exposed by their own habits. Even in personal relationships, this plays out. If a partner tries to manipulate the Sigma male with emotional games, he doesn't fall for it. Instead, he notices the repetition. He sees the triggers they use, the way they twist situations, and the cycles they rely on. Eventually, he calls it out, not emotionally, but with clarity. Once their pattern is revealed, the manipulation loses all its power. This ability to watch, learn, and then act strategically is what makes bullying a Sigma male such a mistake. He doesn't just ignore the attacks, he studies them. And when he finally responds, it's not with blind emotion, but with precision. That precision leaves the bully with no defense, because their own behavior has already betrayed them. Thing number 3. His silence makes your aggression echo against you. The third thing that happens when someone tries to bully a Sigma male is that his silence turns the entire situation upside down. Most bullies thrive on noise. They rely on verbal sparring, shouting, or dramatic reactions to build their power. But when the Sigma male doesn't respond, when he just lets silence hang in the air, the bully's words begin to echo back on themselves. Silence can be more powerful than any insult. When the Sigma male chooses not to respond, the bully's aggression doesn't land on him. It lingers in the air for everyone else to hear. This creates a mirror effect. Instead of looking tough, the bully looks desperate. Instead of showing control, they reveal their insecurity. In school situations, imagine a bully throwing insult after insult in front of classmates. The Sigma male simply looks at them calmly and says nothing. After a while, the audience notices that the insults aren't actually hitting. The silence creates space for everyone to see that the bully is only performing for attention. What was supposed to be humiliation becomes exposure. At work, the same effect can happen. If a co-worker tries to embarrass the Sigma male in front of others, his refusal to react makes the aggressor look childish. Silence, paired with composure, highlights the contrast between the calm professional and the insecure troublemaker. The bully's words echo in the room, and without resistance, they lose their bite. In personal relationships, silence can be even more powerful. If a partner tries to provoke the Sigma male with arguments or emotional games, his refusal to escalate creates an imbalance. His silence shows that he is unshaken, while the other person's aggression becomes more obvious. The more they push, the more foolish they look, because the Sigma male refuses to play along. The intimidating part of silence is that it denies the bully control. They want energy, emotion, and engagement. When the Sigma male doesn't give it, their aggression becomes louder in comparison. It's like shouting into a void. The only thing left to hear is their own insecurity. The Sigma male doesn't use silence as a trick. He uses it as a shield. By refusing to meet aggression with noise, he forces the bully's actions to reflect back on them. Over time, this silence drains the bully of their power and reveals the truth. The only one making noise is the one who feels weakest. Thing number 4. He outlasts emotional provocation. You fatigue first. The fourth thing that happens when you try to bully a Sigma male is that he outlasts you. Bullies rely on emotional exhaustion. They push, provoke, and keep going until their target finally breaks down. But Sigma males don't break that easily. Their emotional endurance is one of their greatest strengths. When the bully shouts, insults, or pressures, the Sigma male doesn't fold. He stays calm and waits. Over time, the bully becomes the one who tires out first. Their energy burns out, their voice weakens, and their aggression fades. The Sigma male's calm endurance outlasts every attempt at provocation. In school, this can be seen when bullies try to corner the Sigma male with repeated insults. Most people would eventually snap, giving the bully satisfaction. The Sigma male, however, refuses to give them that moment. His lack of reaction makes the insults grow weaker over time, until the bully gets bored and moves on. At work, this plays out when a colleague tries to wear him down with constant criticism or gossip. The Sigma male doesn't let it affect his focus. He keeps working, keeps delivering results, and lets the bully's energy waste itself. Eventually, the one trying to provoke him looks like they are obsessed, while he remains composed and productive. In personal relationships, this endurance dismantles emotional manipulation. A partner might try to push him into jealousy or anger, repeating the same games to break his calm. But the Sigma male refuses to collapse under the pressure. His refusal to break shows that the games have no power. Instead, the manipulator becomes drained, frustrated, and exposed. The reason this is so effective is simple. Bullies thrive on short-term reactions. They aren't built for the long game. Sigma males, on the other hand, are patient. Their endurance allows them to wait while the bully burns out. By the end, the bully has nothing left, while the Sigma male stands untouched. The Sigma male doesn't need to fight harder. He just needs to outlast. And in almost every case, the bully runs out of energy first. Thing number 5. He's unpredictable. Your intimidation loses power. The fifth thing that happens when someone tries to bully a Sigma male is that they realize he's unpredictable. Bullies count on predictable reactions. They expect fear, anger, or submission. Those reactions allow them to feel in control. But Sigma males don't respond in ways bullies anticipate. Sometimes he stays silent. Sometimes he calmly calls them out. Sometimes he walks away entirely. That unpredictability makes intimidation useless. In group settings, this unpredictability throws bullies off balance. If they expect him to react with embarrassment, but instead he remains calm, their tactic fails. If they expect him to fight back aggressively, but instead he laughs or ignores them, they're caught off guard. His unpredictability removes the control they rely on. At work, unpredictability dismantles manipulative colleagues. If someone tries to provoke him, they can't guess whether he'll respond with logic, silence, or a sudden strategic move. This uncertainty makes them hesitate because they can't plan around his reactions. Without predictability, their intimidation loses its power. In relationships, unpredictability keeps manipulators from gaining control. If a partner expects him to argue, he might calmly detach. If they expect him to fold, he might walk away entirely. Because they can't anticipate his next move, they lose their sense of dominance. The intimidating part about unpredictability is that it shows freedom. Bullies want to trap people in a cycle they control. Sigma males break that cycle by refusing to play along in a predictable way. Their independence gives them options that others don't expect, and those options destroy intimidation. The Sigma male doesn't try to be unpredictable, he simply acts on his own terms. But to bullies, that independence is terrifying. It strips them of control and shows them that their power is an illusion. Thing number 6. He responds strategically, non-violent but definitive. The final thing that happens when someone tries to bully a Sigma male is that he responds strategically. Unlike others who might lash out in anger or collapse under pressure, the Sigma male carefully chooses when and how to act. His responses are rarely emotional, but they are always definitive. Bullies don't expect this. They're prepared for fights, arguments, or emotional breakdowns. But the Sigma male denies them all of that. Instead, he waits until the time is right, and then he responds in a way that ends the situation for good. His response may not be violent, but it is often more damaging to the bully than anything physical could be. In school, this might mean the Sigma male exposes the bully's tactics with a single comment that reveals their insecurity. He doesn't need to shout. Just one well-timed truth makes the audience see the bully differently. Suddenly, the aggressor loses their crowd and their power disappears. At work, his strategic response could come in the form of evidence. While a colleague tries to undermine him with gossip or false accusations, the Sigma male quietly gathers facts. When the moment comes, he presents those facts calmly, dismantling the bully's credibility. The result is not only the end of the bullying, but often the loss of respect for the aggressor. In personal relationships, a Sigma male's strategic response may look like complete withdrawal. Instead of escalating fights or playing along with manipulation, he simply walks away permanently. This decision isn't impulsive, it's calculated. He has already observed, already tested the situation, and now he decides it's no longer worth his energy. The bully loses access to him entirely, and with that, they lose their power. The reason this is so effective is because it isn't emotional, it's deliberate. The Sigma male doesn't want drama, but he also doesn't allow bullying to continue unchecked. His strategy is always about ending the cycle in the cleanest, most decisive way possible. And because it's calculated, it leaves no room for the bully to recover their power. This is why trying to bully a Sigma male is such a mistake. You won't get a dramatic fight. You won't get emotional control. You'll get silence, endurance, unpredictability, and eventually a response so strategic that it dismantles you completely. His response may not look like what you expect, but it will always leave you powerless. Bullying thrives on fear, weakness, and emotional chaos. But Sigma males don't give any of those things. When someone tries to bully them, the outcome is never what the aggressor hopes for. Instead of breaking down, the Sigma male stays calm. Instead of reacting impulsively, he lets the bully expose themselves. Instead of being controlled, he observes, learns, and waits. His silence makes aggression echo. His endurance outlasts emotional games. His unpredictability breaks control. And when the time is right, his strategic response ends the bullying in a way that leaves no doubt about who truly holds the power. What makes Sigma males so hard to bully is not aggression, it's resilience. They don't seek fights, but they don't fear them either. Their independence, their patience, and their ability to stay grounded give them a strength that most people underestimate. That's why anyone who tries to intimidate a Sigma male ends up losing, not because the Sigma fights harder, but because he refuses to play the game at all. In the end, trying to bully a Sigma male doesn't make him look weak. It makes the bully look desperate. And that's why it always backfires.